had a lot of thoughts that were very organized in my head, but of course now that I've thought them all, now the camera's rolling, and I probably won't even be able to remember them all, let alone have them come out properly, in a proper order, organized fashion. Time. Time does not heal anything. Time in and of itself does nothing. Just about nothing. Possibly, the only thing you can maybe blame time itself for, time alone, is forgetting. Okay, so because reacting to the first 4 episodes took like 35 minutes plus intro stuff, this is now second video. This drama is 12 episodes long, The Impossible Heirs, and this is my reaction to episode 5. Just a few really random pictures here, so some really random comments, and then a major issue that I'm still going to continue to harp on, but I'm going to bring up 2 reasons why. So the random pictures, just one, first of all. Oh, this was the random episode that I randomly clicked on. Okay, how many times have I seen this guy's office? He's got stairs? Yeah, like, what is with this gigantic room? Insufficient funding for it. Well, maybe shouldn't spend so much money building this secret room for a hologram. And, like, why, dude? He picked up a cookie and ate it, and this piece of crumb was here. Most people, they use their tongue and they lick that. No, he just continued like as if it didn't exist and it just fell off his lip. Like, huh? Seriously, why do so many people do this in dramas? Do people in real life actually do this? Close the door, dude. Close the door. And, like, what was with, like, why is he deleting all the photos? Is he the one at the end of the episode that did the, oh my gosh, picture? Okay. This could be considered a spoiler, so if you don't want to know who this guy is, pictures are going to appear on screen here. Give away who he is. Okay, finally, all of a sudden, dump. Just dump. Now we know exactly who this guy is and where he came from. However, we still don't know how the heck he knows Teo. How did these two become connected? Does he know Inha? And, like, by the way, with the whole end of this conversation, like, that was, like, really straightforward and sudden, and all I'm left wondering is, who am I supposed to be worried about now? Am I supposed to be worried about him, or am I supposed to be worried about him? Which one of them is in danger after that conversation? Oh, if you can hear that rumbling, that might actually be thunder. Interesting. Okay, now I think I can get into the major thing here, because yes, I'm going to harp on it more. It's this girl. I should be happy there, and yet I'm not. And it's a combination of being really mad and literally having nothing. I literally can't be happy here. Why? Because, for one thing, I don't like her because, like, this is the only kind of thing I really get from her. Just, like, straight up, like, are you kidding me? Way back when we first met you, like, this whole relationship, it's absurd. I keep saying she's been manipulating and lying. That's all she ever does, and it's true. Way back at the very beginning, we were introduced to her as somebody that was approaching Teo only to get at Inha. Her goal was Inha. She said that. And yet somehow they're trying to tell me that somehow along the way, oops, she started feeling for Teo. I don't believe it. I don't think she had any legitimate feelings for him. I legit don't. I think he had some feelings for her, but I do not believe that she had any proper feelings for Teo. She is way, way, way too self-absorbed for that. Way too self-absorbed. Time. People make all kinds of wrong statements about time. Time heals nothing. I hate it when people claim that because that is not true. Time plays a part. It does not heal anything. And it's the same kind of thing with this. Time in and of itself is not what makes the relationship. It's what you're doing during the time. And the problem is, perhaps these characters have had 10 years. I have not. I have seen nothing between these people. And from what I can see on screen, like I've said in my other ones, you can't tell that 10 years have passed. As far as I can tell, these people's relationship is exactly the same as it was 10 years ago. What have they been doing together? Show me what they did together, because right now, at this point, I don't even know what Teo and Inha's relationship is. Throughout this entire episode, even before this, but like, they don't even properly really trust each other. 10 years they've been working on this plan, and they don't even apparently properly trust each other because they're not properly communicating with each other. Teo did it to Inha once, and now Inha's doing it to Teo, where they're not actually communicating with each other. What is their relationship? And then the same problem is happening between the girl and Inha. I'm just going to keep calling her the girl because even when I see her name, I do not remember how to pronounce it. So I'm going to butcher it even if I try to say it. So I'm not trying to be mean because I don't like her. I have to keep calling her the girl. What is her last name? Nah. I can't call her Nah. That's going to sound dumb too. I have no idea what the relationship is supposed to be because I have seen nothing. I have experienced like nothing. This is why the boys, I feel like they have some kind of relationship because I did experience something with them. It was rather emotional for the first episode, what I saw building between them. But now I feel like most of that was like fake. I mean, he said, okay, maybe friendship is out the window, but we can be partners. Okay, yeah, you are acting more like business partners than anything, and yet you're pretending like there's something more here. I mean, even Teo says that he can read him like a book and all this stuff, and I'm like, can you? I didn't know that. It's really, really... I don't know these characters individually because I've seen them go through like basically nothing, and that's why I'm calling the girl a black hole. She's literally a black hole because I've gone through nothing with her. This is the first episode where I've seen any inner thoughts of hers and had any personal, proper, actual connection to her. I am 5 episodes into this thing and they are all strangers to me. How am I supposed to care about anything that's happening to them because they're strangers? I don't care. Good or bad, except that, I mean, of course I do care. Like I say, at the end of this episode, uh-oh. But I have a feeling they're going to back up at the beginning of episode 6 and show me something more there. Because that felt awfully clipped. That was probably a cliffhanger clipped. And how the heck did he call her? He dropped the phone before he touched anything. How did it call her? So they're probably going to back up in episode 6 and show you more of this scene. This episode was actually pulling me in a little bit. But still, every time I see Inha and the girl together, after all that rumbling, I just realized there was the other thing I wanted to say. The whole reason I do not like their relationship is because still, it's been 10 years that she has supposedly been in a relationship with Inha. Yeah, you weren't married to him yet. She said she wasn't ready for it yet. However, now she has said yes. She has said she will marry him. That is wrong. She has 0 right to marry Inha right now. No right to marry him. That is the worst decision she could possibly make, is to say yes to him. Why? Because she clearly is not over Teo. She is clearly not let go of that. You cannot. Marriage is way, 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 way too important. Way too important for you to be like, I still have feelings for this guy over here, but I'm going to say yes to you. How dare you? You are now making me really mad at you for completely different reasons. Like I said, she's a manipulator. She was from the start. What is she doing? How dare you? This has now been 16 minutes. What is it going to happen in episode 6? Oh, just attacked him. So episodes 6 and 7, I accidentally stayed up till after 2 a.m. last night watching them. So I wrote a script as well as taking the screen caps, and I need to film this because I want to keep watching. Because finally. And yeah, by the way, I'm sorry. I told you I want to film this because I want to keep watching. You can probably hear my dishwasher going. Sorry for that irritating sound. So, episode 6. They did worse than back up and retell you, fill in whatever. They did worse than that. They backed up and left stuff out. Why are the nurses telling her to sign anything? How do they know who she is? And they spliced it with another scene. And they added a bunch of flashbacks. And as if flashbacks aren't enough, flashbacks to what, I ask you? Proof that Teo still loves the girl? Well, how did they prove it? By showing their interactions from 10 years ago. You know what? Relationships do not go anywhere if they aren't built on. If you're going to try to tell me that these two have feelings for each other, you have to prove it with stuff that has happened in between these 2 times. Because I am not going to take right now, when they feel like complete strangers, and 10 years ago flashbacks, when there's a spark of maybe something, there is nothing in between there, and you're going to tell me that this is legitimate. You cannot do that. For the love of sanity, you stupid drama. Thanks for telling me this, I guess. Do I finally have a hat rack? I'm must grab him and hug him and run away with him so the drama can't do anything evil to him, because if they do... Oh, so the random dude I've only seen twice does have a name. Why did she call him her golden rope? Who was he to her when she first saw him? Why was it him, not Tail, that she was going after? My word, this woman, I can't with her. This is horrible timing. It's even worse than Huiju adding nothing but runtime to the drama. What did they bring this woman randomly back for? It was like a total distraction. If anything, they should have brought back Teo's parents. What is she doing back in the story? For 2 seconds worth. And then she's gone again. Bad timing. If you're going to bring a character randomly back, you're supposed to do something with them, not like blip, and then maybe do something with them over there. If you're going to do something with them over there, wait until over there before you bring them back. What are they doing? And wow, full-on emotion explosion like we haven't seen from him since episode, I think it was 2 when he made his mom leave. He just had brain surgery, TV people. Where's his bald spot? She is not asking because she doesn't know. This was my exact reaction when this happened. I cannot look at that any bigger on the screen because I don't want to see that. Absolutely, I do not want to see that between these two. But that would be why he deleted the other photos. What he took a photo of should not have existed. I cut out my rant about these two still constantly meeting for private conversations. You want to know why I was mad? 'Cause this is what happens when people purposely put themselves right there in temptation's lap. But that would be why he deleted those other photos. This is what he was looking for. Shudders and cringes and crawls away to hug my hat rack because... the look on her face after what you just did, like literally the night before. You freaking deserve it. I do not feel sorry for her. That was not who I was starting to think it might be. Oh, the acting. Holy acting. And that was episode 6. And now, as you can see from this photo, we have reached the opening spoiler scene. So this is a big spoiler, and things from here on are really, really big spoilers. If you haven't watched the show and you don't want to know anything about this or where it leads, this is unfortunately where you're probably going to have to stop watching my reaction. I have no idea when it would be safe for you to continue watching again. Sadly. I hate to lose you, but if you don't want the spoilers, I guess you have to stop now because this is going to get into major spoilers. Because if you want to see my reaction as I walk through this drama, ooh, this is big. So, moving on to episode 7. And this is a slightly weird break here because last night when I accidentally stayed up until past 2 a.m., I stopped at 45 minutes and 40 seconds into this drama instead of actually finishing it. One, because it was way too late and I needed to go to bed. I couldn't focus anymore. But also, two, because actually I was starting to get overwhelmed because everything is like, whoa. But at the same time, too, like, when things are suddenly getting this emotional, I'm, like, holding tighter and tighter to my, like, hat rack guy. And I'm, like, so scared with what's going to happen with him now because he's my hat rack. So I'm getting, like, I was a little bit overwhelmed and I couldn't breathe anymore. So I have to keep going. Episode 7 reactions. They absolutely deserve it. Is the guy evil for doing what he's doing? Yeah, what he's doing is pretty evil. It's not right. I'm not condoning it in any sense. But do I have any sympathy for these two? Nope. Not in the slightest. When you treat marriage the way they are treating marriage right now, I've got no respect for you whatsoever. They deserve this. However, I am very confused by this whole scene. The scene, like, what he does in a second and everything. Someone please tell me what I missed. Because I do not understand what broke him. Why did he give in to this guy? This is literally the first time in the entire drama that we have seen him break down. It doesn't make sense to me. No matter what else is happening around him, no matter who is doing it to him, every single other time he kept his composure because he had a plan. I mean, all of that information that he got on this guy, he didn't do anything to it. It feels kind of like 100% pointless that he even got this information. Now I'm wondering why did the story bother showing me him triumphantly getting all of this information if we're just going to see him break here instead of using it? I do not in the slightest bit understand what broke him here. I honestly don't get it. I'm so confused. I don't get it. Bye-bye. He had a kid? For what? Good enough for what? My hat rack, if you turn out to be a bad guy, or if you remain my hat rack and anything bad happens to you, only when you live a life like you do, dude. Yeah, like I said, I honestly didn't expect any of this to go this far. I mean, I regularly see a lot of stuff coming that a lot of people don't, but yeah, dramas still surprise me and stuff, and this one surprised me. I did not expect this to happen so soon, rather than closer to the end of the drama, and I kind of expected him to escape the scene or avoid getting arrested or something. I did not expect this to happen this way, especially in the middle of the drama. This is, okay, where are we going with this? I don't care how much that guy knows. What is with this courtroom? And more characters with no hat rack. Just like, I don't know. Dude. Okay, now here's where I stopped, because I had to. Like, just after this scene, basically. Now, by this point, like, I don't like Inha anymore. I'm like, I don't even know you, dude. I thought I knew you, and like, I mean, the girl is like, you're not who you were before. Okay, coming from her, shut up and sit down. Coming from me, yeah, you aren't who I thought you were. I mean, you know, when I read the description, like, predicting, when I read the description, I said, I am not gonna like Inha. Well, I thought I was wrong, but turns out I'm starting to be right. Unless he, like, seriously surprises me, and I kind of doubt it. Where did I skip a comment? Oh, I did skip it. Which either makes him the best friend ever, and if you don't know what sarcasm is, that was sarcasm, or it makes him the fourth person. And also, my word, talk about not keeping promises. Both Kang and Inha, they both made a promise to Teo in the past, and neither one of them kept it. Inha said he would help Teo get what he wanted. Right at the very beginning, Teo was like, I'll let you use me because I'm going to use you. And it's like Inha completely 100% forgot that. Although, it's maybe only partly his fault because Teo is the one that in that weird conversation that I pointed out, he all of a sudden up and says there's nothing else that he wanted aside from making Inha the president. We should all know that's a lie, but maybe we didn't all know that was a lie. That was... Kang promised that if anything happened to Teo, he would help. Teo was like, that's my one thing. If I need help, help me. And that Kang's like, okay. I understand him not helping when Teo killed his son, but back to when he buried the assault. Wonderful people most of the characters in this drama are. Which is, going back to that, why I am so afraid that, seriously, I had two names for this guy and I can't remember either one of them. My hat rack dude. He is going to either be a bad guy, which I'm kind of doubting whether that's instinct or denial, I'm not 100% sure, or I am terrified that he is going to get killed or otherwise screwed over, because one of those two options is almost always what happens when there is only one pure hat rack in a drama. And that is my script on episodes 6 and 7. Now let's see what happens from here. And now you can have my stupid computer making a ton of noise while I'm filming. I forgot I wasn't done episode 7 yet. So, yeah, I'm glad somebody said that to him because he desperately needed to hear that at that moment, that she believes he's innocent because it's not like him. However, I'm really getting sick of this show suddenly acting like he is the only bad guy because he's not. However, are they ever going to explain why that is necessary between these two? Are they ever going to explain how these two met each other? Or are they just going to do this the same way they've done the whole drama? Oh my gosh. Like, Okay, I need to keep watching this drama. So for some reason my program stopped working and didn't take most of the pictures I told it to take. So most of this reaction is going to be pictureless. Interesting. Episode 8. Just a quick couple, the only pictures that I have here to show you. Well, at least he's reacting like he actually had a relationship with Teo for 10 years, like an actual real one versus just a total sham like everybody else. A flashback to something that I don't remember having happened. Like I said, absolute complete sham. Like, this is pathetic. If that's what it's going to be like in the second one, why isn't that what it was like in the first one? Okay, now to this picture I'll use as the example. Okay, this is something that a lot of dramas do. They do one of two things, and they're very similar to each other. They take this, and they take this, and they use this to completely cover up this. So that to the point where, if anybody acknowledges this at all, it's just a minor, yeah, maybe we shouldn't have done that, but you know, in light of this. Or they completely 100% ignore this, either because this is so huge, who could ever focus on this, or because nobody considers this wrong. In this drama, what Teo and the girl did was completely disgusting. It makes me furious at them. They were wrong, and they should not feel guilty and sad purely because they got caught. I don't even think they feel guilty or sad anymore. Why? Because of in light of what Inha's doing. Because Inha is being like... Everybody's forgetting about this. If anybody considered that wrong, they've forgotten all about it because his response to it is so through the roof. This is not okay, people. It is not okay when dramas do this, and I'm really tired of this happening. Let's just say that these two, love is love. What are you going to do about love? They love each other. They're victims of their emotions. They can't help it. They didn't do anything wrong. They're victims. We're supposed to sob for them and cheer for them because they're the... Okay, and my only other comment, maybe it's a good thing I don't have so many pictures. My only other comment is, panic, panic, freak out, absolute, total freak out, panic. This is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen. Oh, no, 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 don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare kill him, don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare. We're on to episode 9. I can't breathe. I don't want to start episode 9 because I don't want this to happen. Freak out, panic. Quick before I forget again, because I'm positive I will again, I was going to say about the last episode, episode 8, Teo's mother's random blip of a comeback. That one made perfect sense, because given the circumstances, exactly what was happening, it was very, very highly connected to what was going on. Her just blip comeback. It makes perfect sense that she would come back. It also makes sense that he wouldn't want to see her. That one is a good one. I didn't lift my hand or anything. Why is this thing suddenly recording? There's his name. I legit didn't do anything this time. Why is it recording? Sunwoo. Can we just please have a whole drama about Sunwoo? That'll make me happy. The pictures. Open up the pictures, since this thing's recording before I was ready for it to record. Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting him to be the one that... Hi, kitty, why'd you move over there? I didn't quite expect him to be the one to rescue him, but I suppose we could say maybe he didn't entirely break his promise after all. And yeah, no, she's not sorry. People do this all the time in drama. I was sorry. No, she was not sorry. And the fact that, I thought of living with the burden forever, is her response, is part of the proof that she's not sorry, because that is not what you do when you're legitimately sorry. You do not just suffer in silence. No, absolutely not. There's like a billion different things wrong with this, but we're going to move on. I'm still the same. And the best actor award goes to Inha. And please, like, just continue to remember that just because other people are doing things that we perceive as way worse, now, this guy is still not a good guy. it doesn't erase everything he's done up to this point. He was a bad guy for a reason. He's not just someone we didn't like, as far as I can tell. He's a pretty dirty person. I'm assuming he hasn't ever gone so far as murdering someone. He's not a good guy, okay? Just keep that in mind. Just remember, just because he's our hero now, because he saved Teo's life, and because Inha is like a backstabber, we didn't realize he was this bad, that doesn't make this guy a good guy. And here we go again. And really, that's it. That's all I had to say about this. My goodness, we are suddenly moving almost too quickly through the rest of them. Maybe this won't be 3 videos after all. That's legit, all the pictures I had left. I'm just so happy that Sunwoo is still alive. And do I feel completely betrayed because he moved over and is helping Inha at the moment? No. We saw all along, like I said, what on earth is his relationship with Teo? How on earth it was like Teo was threatening him and using him. They weren't friends. So do I feel betrayed by Sunwoo right now? No, because of all that. And 2, because he hasn't done anything to put anybody in danger with his actions. The one I feel a little betrayed by is, yeah, that little jerk. How dare he point a gun at Sunwoo. And given Sunwoo's words there, I kind of doubt he would have pulled a gun on that guy. So, yeah, how dare he. Nobody pulls a gun on Sunwoo and stays in my good books. I keep doing that. That was my reaction to episode 9. Episode 10's reaction. This is also going to be short and very, very sweet. But first, some housekeeping. This makes no sense whatsoever. It's not because he's a murderer. What you dragging the back family through the mud for? Moving on. And then that whole dramatic area thing. And just... So, la-di-da, how's he doing? You mean he didn't die? She found him on the ground. Is that a mistranslation? He was not on the ground. He was in a tub of water. And since this is the last picture I took on the topic, we'll just skip ahead and say, here we go again with the impossible surviving of situations. I don't care if he's currently in coma. He was literally unconscious underwater. If his head had been above water and he was unconscious, maybe you could say he's now surviving at the moment in a bed. But he was underwater, unconscious for how long before she even walked into the room? Never mind had enough strength to pull a man as big and heavy and sopping wet as he is out of the water. He should not be alive right now in any state. Anyway, moving on to... That was like literally my reaction as I was watching it. I told you. And then back to some more housekeeping. Deja vu. Why did these people even come? This is literally just deja vu. Right back to this again. I love him to pieces, seriously. Can we please just have a show all about him, please? And can it please include how these two got to know each other and what on earth is going on here? I would dearly love to know why Teo is thanking everybody else, including the girl who in my books did practically nothing, and yet he's acting like all of this is thanks to her. Okay, she went and got him. He saved Teo's life. The guy that's in the prison with him saved Teo's life. Everybody's getting thanks. Everybody's getting a smile except Sunwoo. Why? The stupid drama will not explain why. Why? And also why? Y'all, you couldn't have looked at the phone in the first place. And that's all. On to the next episode, because we still somehow got 2 left.